Hey, it's Marlon here from marlonmcpherson.com, and in this video I'm going to run through a website that I've put together based on a service-based business that requires you to be booked in to get a quote or for a visit to take place or some sort of meeting in order for you to then close that deal for that client. And this website is going to be optimized for those types of conversions. The plan here is for me to show you the front end of the website with the design layout on the page itself, and then I'll touch on some other things that's going on behind the scenes and the back end of the website, including automations and things you can do to manage your leads and manage your clients right there on the site and help you become more efficient with your business operations. I'm hoping that this is going to help you if you run a service-based business and you're looking to build a website like this. Maybe you're doing it yourself, or maybe you are someone that helps clients with these types of websites. This hopefully will give you some inspiration or some ideas that you can take forward into your project. So on my screen right now, I have the website layout that I've put together, and as you can see, this is a clean modern design that is great for it's optimized for conversions and it's great for user experience, and that's going to ultimately translate to more people submitting the request for quotes or contacting the business, because it's pretty straightforward. It's a single page design and it doesn't have too much on there. It just has enough on there for a user to make a decision as to whether or not they want to actually go forward by asking for a quote. The navigation is, like I said, a single page navigation here where it just scrolls to each section on the page. And this is great for a business that's just starting out and wants something really simple, or they're just starting their first website and want something really simple and is going to do the job. Maybe they don't have a ton of content yet or a ton of time to put into this. Now, obviously, I've laid this out as a template. If you like the design of the homepage, I've made it available completely for free for a limited time over on my resource website, which is futurestepscreative.com. All you got to do is just log into the members area and you can download this and some other free resources there as well. I'll leave a link in the description. This is what the services section looks like. Really simple and straightforward. It's categorized by the type of service. You'll have an itemized list, and these are toggles that you can actually view a little bit of a description about each service. And obviously, if someone's interested, this gives them an idea of whether or not you do certain services, right? And then they can contact you to request a quote via the contact form or via the chat widget. So you have an about us section, which I've just gone through a little bit there, and it has sections for certifications. You can obviously remove anything that's not relevant to you, but one of the key things that you need here is a portfolio of your work, especially if what you do is something that is design related, or you can see transformations visually. You need to have at least some pictures of some sort to be able to show what your work was like. People are looking for that, especially if you're doing a home renovation or something of that nature. So you have a photo gallery here that you can upload your projects to. These open up into a lightbox and then you can scroll through quite nicely. Everything's mobile friendly as well. If you look at this on a mobile phone, you'll be able to see that everything just scrolls through nicely with a touchscreen. Some proof here in a testimonials section. You can put some of your best testimonials here. Down the bottom, finally, we have the contact section, the get in touch section. We're simply using a contact form here. We've obviously got address information, email information. You can remove some of these as necessary. And the main thing we want people to do is to fill out this contact form here. In this particular case, we have a little filter here that they must complete to select which option. What is it that they have? Is it a general inquiry, or are they asking for a quote? And this is going to help you in the back end of the site, because one, you'll be able to identify which ones would probably need action in first, or you could use it as a way to route your notifications to go through to different people or to different email addresses, depending on whether someone's asking for a quote or if they're having or if they have a general inquiry. Now, in terms of the chat widget, it simply opens up the SMS app on the mobile phone of the user. You can actually sometimes text on your laptop or desktop computer as well, so that might actually open up into whatever your default app is for that. WhatsApp the same. If you have WhatsApp installed on a desktop, it will just open up that application, but these are mainly for a mobile device. And there's capabilities that or options that you have where you can actually decide which device to show these options on. So you might want to switch these off on desktop, for example, these two, WhatsApp and SMS, and just use the quote request, which literally just links to the bottom of the page here where the form is, so someone can actually request a quote. Now here I am inside the back end of WordPress, and as you can see, I'm on the home page, and this is really easy to edit pages in here because we're using the native WordPress editor. So this is the block editor, and I've got the Spectra plugin installed on top of the WordPress editor to give it some extra functionality here. So this page is built with Gutenberg blocks. So you can just literally point and click to edit anything on the page. As you can see here, the button here is one that's created using Spectra. If you have a look over here, we have extra customizability using the Spectra plugin in terms of anything to do with spacing and your typography and so on. So straightforward to edit, simple and easy with the pages. If I just click back through to the main dashboard and come out of this page here, you'll see I have some pages pre-installed in this case here. I won't be showing you these individual pages at the moment, but what I do want to show you is that we're running the Astra theme, and these are some of the key plugins I'm going to be utilizing inside this demo here to show you what's going on inside the backend here. Now, I mentioned that you'll be able to manage leads and clients as they come through in one central location here, and this is using Fluent CRM. So if I just open up Fluent CRM, this is the built-in CRM that will be able to collect all your leads as contacts. So you'll be able to come into the contacts area and see who is registered on this site here. In this case, I have one person registered. That's the test person here. And as you can see, all of this information here is filled in with contact information. And from this bit here, you're able to do automations as well. If you've been in contact with the lead or have any interactions, you can record those as new notes in here. And this makes it really easy to manage and track your leads. When someone requests a quote by filling in the form, there's an automation that I have set up here that will run to automatically send them out follow-up correspondence, and this is all built into the automations section here of Fluent CRM. So I'll just show you an overview of what that looks like. So I've got some tags essentially set up inside Fluent CRM, and when someone fills in the form and they select that option that says they would like to get a quote, the Fluent Forms, which is what I'm using to do that form, will automatically integrate inside Fluent CRM to add that tag to say someone requested a quote, and it triggers this automation here. It will register them and create a task, which I will show you in just a moment inside an opportunity pipeline. If you're not sure what an opportunity pipeline is, it's a interface that you can keep track of where you are with your correspondence or with the stages of the buying cycle of when someone comes in as a lead through to them closing as a client. You want to make sure you're tracking each stage and know exactly what you need to do and where each person is in that stage. I'll show you that, like I said. So it automatically creates a task inside the opportunity pipeline, or creates an opportunity essentially. It adds a note to their client record, or the contact record I should say, because they're not a client as yet, to say that this is someone that's come in through the form, etc. It's just for your reference. And after about a minute, it will send out the first email of this sequence here, which is a thank you email. And in this email, it will ask them to be patient and to let them know that you'll be in touch with them via phone to set up an appointment so you can give them a quote. It will also have them ask them to reply if with their availability. You could also use this email if you have a booking calendar. You could have the link inside that to say you can book yourself in on the calendar for the next available date. But you will be contacting the lead as well in the meantime to follow up. And if you can't get a hold of them, then after about 2 days, a second email will automatically go out to them, and after another 2 days, a third email will go out to them as well, just to remind them and prompt them. Hopefully you would have gotten through to them already over the phone or by some other means, and have had a chat with them, in which case you can come in and cancel this automation for that person so they don't keep getting these reminders. So right now on screen, you have what's called an opportunity pipeline or a sales pipeline. This is a sales terminology that's used to manage the stages that a lead goes through to becoming a client or customer. So we have some columns here, and this is basically a Kanban board, and it goes from left to right, with the right hand side here concluding as to whether or not the deal's won or the deal's lost. So what happens is that when someone fills in the form, they will get created a card here, which is basically a record of the lead coming in. And when you open the card, it will have information about what they would have submitted. Now, if you've gotten a hold of a lead and you've had a conversation with them, then you can move them over by dragging the card into the conversation column. I've got quite a few columns set up here. It doesn't have to be so many, but this is quite a granular one because I like to be able to know exactly what's happening at any given point. And if you're working with team members, they need to be able to see exactly what's going on here as well without any confusion. So we have the new lead column here, which would indicate any new leads that's come in. You haven't really contacted them yet or spoken to them, so you don't know if they're actual real leads or what. So once you've spoken to them and you know they're a real lead, you can bring them over into the conversations section here. If they're not actually a lead, you can send them a rejection message and basically take them off of this list. And I think I have a column here for unqualified. You would just move them over to the unqualified section. So in the conversations section, you would keep them here until you've actually booked an appointment. Once the appointment is booked, then you can move them to the appointment booked segment here. So then you can go out and do your appointment. You can even set a reminder here for you to be emailed and get notified of your appointments that are due on a particular date. So you have due dates, etc. And I'll just show you how you would set that. So you would come into the card and you're able to, if I can find where it is, set dates here. So you can select a due date just by clicking on that. So I'll just select that date there and click save, and you'll see that this is something that's due for the following day. All right, and then once you exit from the card, you'll be able to see on that particular card I've got a date. It's not red because it's not due, but these are overdue, hence why you're seeing that in red. You also have a calendar view that you can actually see what's coming up in terms of ones that you've set as a due date on here as well. So that's another way you can see that. I'll just go back to the Kanban view. Now, once you've booked the appointment, then you can obviously go out and visit the person or speak to them on the phone or whatever you need to do. And then you can give them the quote. Once you've given the quote, you move them to that section. And hopefully they close the deal, they accept the quote and make their payment, whether that's a deposit or a full payment up front. And then you can say that you've won that deal and you move them to that column. And you want more people to be in here than over here. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. You'll probably lose more, or slightly more than you win. But that's how it is. But at least this way you can keep track of what's going on at any given time and you don't drop the ball. Now, usually to get something like this, you would have to pay for a separate CRM tool or platform, and that can cost you quite a lot per month. And to have especially an opportunity pipeline, this is something that is built in here with this template, and that is a big deal. That's going to help you improve the way you run your business and the way you optimize your operations to win more of those deals. So now we're just taking a quick look at the chat widget section here. With this chat widget, you have lots of options. If we go into the edit, this is just a free version that we've got here of this plugin. But if you come into here, you'll be able to add channels in here. As you can see, some of these are pro. If you want to be able to utilize simply text message and WhatsApp, you can just simply use the standard free version of this. This here is just a link that will take you through to the contact form on the homepage, and you can set the link inside the settings. If you click edit here, you'll be able to set any link that you can send this through to, and you can add multiple of these. Obviously, you don't want to have too many things in the chat widget area. You can also customize how the chat widget looks and how it operates. This is obviously the color that I've set it at. You can set your brand colors, you can set the icon color here, and you can set the position on the page where it is. Normally it's the bottom right. You can probably have it on the bottom left as well. I don't see why you'd want to have it on the top left or right of the page. That doesn't make any sense, but that's how you have the chat widget set up there. There's some general settings here on this page as well, where you can have this message here pop up. You can customize the message to what you want, and you can make it pop up above the chat widget after a certain number of seconds. I'll just turn it up to 60 at the moment. I had it set to 2 just to demonstrate it, and it just auto saved. There's a wiggle function as well. Click to open and so on if someone wants to hover or click over the chat widget for it to open. But there's also an attention animation where it can wiggle or jump and so on. But I prefer to keep it clean and simple, so I don't have those switched on. So that's pretty much how you can utilize the functionality of the website to make sure that you're getting maximum conversions. Now, if you like what you've seen here and you want to build something exactly like this, I've made it easy for you to save you a bunch of time by packaging this entire website project as a template that you can install using WordPress. It's pretty straightforward and easy to do, and you'll have all my settings and all the plugins and everything as it is inside this template ready to go, so that you can then tweak it by adding your own branding, adding all the tweaks you want related to the business that you're setting it up for. Check out the link in the description, and hopefully that helps you out. In the meantime, if you want to continue watching more of this type of content, check out one of the videos linked on screen or in the description, and I'll speak to you in the next one.